I'm not going to joke about it anymore. And I'm pretty sure there are a couple of females that were part of my life I need to track down and apologize to.
There's still there's still some life left in there. And Dave, I don't even know what to say to that.
Ladies, I had no idea.
So that was strong to quite strong.
I'm embarrassed for them.
Oh,
Oh my God.
Andy's face is turned 6 shades of purple.
Jesus Christ.
That was a lot.
That was
Very
right there.
unexpected. That came out of left field.
All I'll say is you don't know what you don't know until you know it. And I'm an educated man now.
This is the Five Dirty Bikers podcast, brought to you by Wild Ass Seats, keeping your rear in gear for the long haul. Join the Five Dirty Bikers on YouTube and chat with us on Discord. Visit fivedirtybikers.com to get your apparel and everything else. Now sit back, grab a drink, and let's get dirty as we dive into the world of bikes, keeping it raw and real. Here are the Five Dirty Bikers.
I didn't even know if I was going to be here today. So
Well, I'm
I'm
glad
glad to be home. I'm
Gas?
glad to be home. No, I had a job and I was out of town, and I was just telling Dave before he came on that the
Blowjob?
internet in the hotel I was at was really bad because it's like
Oh.
a small town in Minnesota. I mean, they barely had phone service, much less internet. So when I asked the lady at the front desk, I'm like, "Do you guys have any better Wi-Fi?" And she was like, "Better what?" And I was like, "Never mind."
No way. Is that everywhere in Minnesota, though? Is everywhere a small town other than Minneapolis, St. Paul?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Rochester's fairly large.
Yeah, but I mean, as a general rule, Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, they have like one or two decent-sized towns. Minneapolis, I guess, has a metroplex, right? But then it's like the whole rest of the state is rural. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So
Minnesota.
Best.
yeah, Minnesota.
Minnesota. Go up there and play bar dice and get in a meat raffle.
I did teach my nieces and nephew how to play right, left, center for quarters in Arizona. So at night when we were home and the adults wanted to have some drinks, we played bar games. So now they're a bunch of degenerate gamblers, but it is what it is.
You know, we did the
start 'em
same
young.
thing actually on Christmas break with my wife's family. We played, and I'd never played it before. I had no clue what it was. It's obviously pretty easy to pick up, but it was a
Yeah.
lot of fun. We did it for prizes. They bought like $1,000 worth of just random
Holy shit.
shit, and it was
Wow.
It was good though. You'd win. Like my sister-in-law was like, "Don't tell anyone what's in the room. If you win and you go in the room, don't say a word. Like come out." And I'm like, "Okay, whatever." So like I win one of the rounds. I go in. I'm like, "Holy shit!" Like there's like
Goddamn
a
jackpot.
row of I know there's like a row of $5 bills on there, and there's like tackle boxes and all this. I'm like, all right, bet. Like there was all kinds of good stuff in there.
People
Yeah.
always lose their mind when it comes to like lottery tickets for like the white elephant gift or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, lottery tickets. Fuck. Nobody wins those.
Right.
I just heard on the radio today some guy bought his wife one and she won $250,000.
It wasn't me.
What was the main prize is the question. See, that would piss me off if I won like the secondary prize.
I'd be okay with that. You know, in
Would
fact,
you?
if I ever win on a scratch off, I want it to be like $250K. Like I don't give a shit about the jackpot. Like that's just out of reach. I'd be happy winning 10 to 250K. I'd
It'd be
stoked.
like the Powerball. If you get 5 and not the Powerball and you just get $100,000, fuck you.
all or nothing for Tony.
Yeah. Fuck you, man. I got 5 numbers.
Right. We played a
Oh, and
game
I also
over.
learned how to... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say we played a game over New Year's with Bob and Maggie, and it was a card game, and it has a phrase on it, and then you have to answer with it's like has a phrase and then it says something 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 blank, and then you fill in the blank with the cards that are in your hand, and it's all like the dirtiest things that you can think of. The whole card game is designed like this.
That's
oh my
great.
god! I wish I could remember the name of this game.
Is it Cards Against Humanity?
I think it is.
No, that one's pretty filthy as well. Yeah.
Oh my!
Yeah.
I think that's what it was, but it was. I mean, we were laughing our asses off. I mean, like
So
the
good.
answers are so awful.
And you can get expansion packs that are like even worse.
Oh man, it's so awful. So yeah, Cards Against Humanity is what my wife just texted me and said that's what we played. Yeah, it's. I couldn't believe some of the answers. It's just But
yeah, it'll be like my dirty scrotum on Tuesday.
Oh my, yeah, some of them are like that. I mean,
Actually, mine's on Monday. I haven't had a shower for days.
Yeah,
Nice. Well done.
Yeah, I mean, you like like one of the answers was like white privilege. I mean, they were fucking great.
God.
I mean, they were
Not
great.
very social justice, is it?
Oh no, the whole thing. And then like at the end of it, if you read the instructions, there's all these alternate rules that you can play, and they're even worse, right? So like you get a card if you win, you punch the guy next to you in the nutsack.
Oh shit.
And then like at the end of it, it's like if you read through all the rules at the end, it gives Trump's address at Mar-a-Lago as the complaints department. It's just fucking great. I mean, it was just so funny, right? Because it's so politically incorrect, and then it's like if you don't like the rules, go fuck yourself, right? It's like something about all these rules apply to the person to your left or whatever goes first, unless it's like Chuck Norris and he always goes first. Like it's fucking great. It was a lot of fun. I had not had that much fun playing a game with people in a really long time, so it was worth it.
Did you stay up past midnight?
Hell no.
I made it to 11:45.
Nice. Just couldn't cross the finish line.
I just couldn't cross.
Yeah.
I woke up at like 5 or 10 after midnight, and I was like, God damn it.
That's like hitting 5 of the 6 Powerball.
It was.
numbers.
It was a straight kick in the nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, it was terrible.
I went to bed like a Tokyo time. Like I made it to Tokyo's midnight.
It was
Nice.
midnight somewhere when I went to sleep, damn it. I was tired.
I think we came home about 10:30 or 11, something like that. So
Oh.
We
I
tried to
made
get
it to
out and have
10:20
fun.
or 12:25, and I cheers, went right to bed. I was like, I'm done. I'm out. Sorry.
I remember New Year's used to be a good time. Now it's just like,
Yeah.
fuck, man, I'm tired.
now it's just an old time.
Now it's just an old time. You're like, God damn, another year. Fuck.
And we
What'd
were
you guys
without
do,
kids. We were
Francis?
ready to party. Like we had the kids down south, so we were like, let's go fucking party. And we drove around to like 4 or 5 different bars, and just it felt like nothing was going on. And I'm like, all right, well,
No,
I
you're
guess
just
we're
old.
fucking. I know. I guess we're gonna fucking go back to the house. No,
Yeah.
that's the thing is the places that we went were like where you go. It's like no one wanted to go out. Everyone wanted to
Nobody
do
goes
something
out
at someone
anymore.
else's
They
house.
do it online.
Yeah, right. Pretty much.
Yeah.
So we
They
ended
do
up
it
coming
online.
home.
Yeah, what is
and
this?
in other news, on January 1st, Pornhub went dark in Florida. We have no more Pornhub.
Oh, I read
Gone.
about that. Yeah.
12:59, you could watch it. 1 o'clock, blocked. Done.
Wow.
Are you
No,
no,
are
I'm sorry,
you
yeah.
doing okay? There's this counseling,
He's got a
online counseling called
VPN.
BetterHelp.
I thought his arms looked
Yeah.
a little skinny.
Oh yeah, no. That's rookie mistake not having a VPN. No,
Yeah.
I've been drinking a lot more. It's great.
Oh, okay. Just doing 12-ounce curls rather than those push and pulls.
Yeah. I'm trying to
traded in
alternate
the-
beer hands instead of.
Yeah.
The 12-ounce curls instead of the 5-knuckle shuffle.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
shit.
Instead of the 3-inch stretch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's been a hard time pray for the state of Florida.
In his
there's
house
a
it
lot
is.
of there's a lot of anger on these streets.
Wow.
Not just Florida. I saw something that I forgot how many southern states they stopped. They blocked.
You know what?
Every state in the Bible Belt.
All
Probably
these
not much.
spoiled-ass
In Utah.
motherfuckers
And Utah.
with
yeah.
this
Of course.
internet porn. You know, when I was a kid, you had to work for it, man.
I know,
You
right?
just couldn't open up a goddamn computer screen and see whatever.
What did we call that, Tony,
Yeah.
back in the day? Snowy titties.
Snow titties. I mean, you had to know a buddy that his dad had some magazines, and you had to schedule a time to go over there.
Skinamax.
Yeah,
Trying to watch
Make-
cable through the TV that didn't
yeah.
work.
Trying to watch
Yeah.
cable through the snow, and you're like, "That's a nipple." I think I see a nipple.
Playboy's going to make a comeback.
Yeah, no, these kids, they can look up whatever they want at any time. Spoiled, I tell you.
On their phones.
Now you have 15-year-olds going to their therapist for porn addiction.
Yeah,
Oh, seriously, yeah.
we had
crazy.
to work for it.
Oh, that's funny.
So yeah, that's what we did. We got down. Did anybody get any Any motorcycle parts for Christmas?
No.
Nope.
No motorcycle.
Fucking
Well,
lame, dude.
I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that. I got a gift that will turn into motorcycle parts. So
Was it a
Nice.
gift card?
it was some money from my mother and father-in-law, and they were more than extraordinarily generous this year. And I was like, "This is too much." And she goes, we want to see you guys spend it before we die." And I was like, "No problem."
Done.
I'll go to the Harley store.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck
no
yeah.
problem.
Get in the
Easy.
lowrider.
So, yeah.
Well, I bought Greg a bunch of motorcycle shit for Christmas, but
What'd you get him?
none for me. Well, I got him that Adam Sandoval bag.
Okay.
Nice.
What is it called?
The
The
El
whatever.
Sandoval.
The El
El
Sandoval.
Sandoval. I got him. Because on every bike he has like a toolkit, a first aid kit. So we had to get all of that for the trike. And then I got him one other thing for the bike down in Arizona. But yeah, so he got some motorcycle goodies.
Nice.
Yeah, very nice. I got a shift linkage, which I wanted.
Does it
Because
say
the
go fuck yourself on it or something?
Nah. Nah. It's
Says
just
no Pornhub.
It's just no Pornhub. No fat forever.
Free Pornhub.
That's
Page
it.
7 is gone.
It's gone. I can't tell you. I can't tell you what's on page 7. I can't tell you what's on page 1. No clue. You
No
wait,
Pornhub.
I should show you. You literally go to it, and it's because I won't do it from my VPN per usual. But
Per usual.
yeah, let me see. So if you go to it here,
That's unusual for Florida too.
yeah,
man.
look.
Usually,
Right.
Hang on, let me move. So
Oh.
if you can see it, it brings up like this girl, and she's like,
nope.
"Dear user, your elected officials in Florida require us to verify. Basically, fuck off. We're not doing that. So please contact your representatives if you want us back in your state." And there is like, unless you know your way around a thing or two, there is no way. You're done with Pornhub for life. Not even in incognito mode, homie. It's not working.
Nope. Got
God,
a
you
route
all
through
are
somewhere
like,
else.
You're like a Pornhub professional over there.
Well, yeah, we got to do something in my free time.
VPNs, incognito. Hang
Yeah,
on.
rookie mistakes. Those are rookie mistakes.
If you weren't prepared for it, you're in big trouble. You've got some serious backup issues going on.
Yeah, like you got to use Victoria's Secret catalog or something. Do something.
Well, did RedTube pull out too? Did they block?
Yeah, I think.
Wow.
I don't. I mean, aren't they? They're all
I don't
owned
even
by
know
the
what
same
that is.
company,
The
right?
fuck?
Are they?
You
I don't
guys
know,
have
they're
a
all
problem.
owned by the same parent company.
Yeah,
anymore?
I think so. Hang on. I think they're all owned by
I'm
the same
very
company.
concerned about your guys' pastimes.
Yeah,
I am, too.
It's the exact same. Like, yeah,
there you go. Same picture.
I mean,
of
and
the same
the shit
chick.
that comes out of Tony's mouth is always the filthiest, and he doesn't even know what the shit is.
No.
This is not going well. Like, I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, give me another one.
Jeez.
What's another one?
Try Porn Dude.
Okay, perfect.
Poor
sure
dude.
you got
Is
to.
that for
Don't do
girls?
that.
I don't care. I'm just gonna look
You
at my
know, there's
search
a
history.
sporting goods store here called Dick's. You
Yeah.
have to be really
Dicks.
careful.
Oh,
Yeah, we
Oh,
got
that's funny. The porn dude tells you reviews the best sites of 2025.
You three motherfuckers need some therapy.
yeah.
here.
No,
Just
you know
a
what's
bag
funny?
of dicks.
What's funny is so my
How are those
there you
dicks
go.
coming
Dig's got
along?
a bag of dicks.
Actually, I've eaten that many.
Oh, wow.
I like it. I like it.
They're good. I've got to
Obviously,
order.
Dave enjoys a dick.
I've got to order another bag of dicks. These are
You need
good.
to whip those out in like casual conversation, just like
Minty
have them in your
dicks.
pocket when you're talking face to face with someone, and just
You need to
just
get
like-
a mouthful of them and spit them at people.
And you gotta stick your tongue all the way out and put it on there.
What you need to do, Dave, is you need to leave a small one right on the countertop for your oncologist.
Yeah, no shit.
Bag of dicks.
Right?
Nothing like it.
Well, shit, guys. What are we talking about?
Well, you know, since
Well-
it is the new year.
Yeah,
and-
hang on. Before we get into that,
Yeah.
you guys don't mind. I just want to get something out there and get it over with, and
let's do it.
just get it out there. So,
You're gay.
no.
He is now. He is now.
Sometimes,
Wow.
I mean, it wouldn't have shocked me.
yeah, we've over the last few years we've kind of fixated on a lot of butt shit. A lot of butt jokes, Uranus, yada yada yada. We've made a lot of fun about it, and joking about it, and just over the last few weeks, I've learned a lot. A couple of weeks ago, I had a steel rod shoved up my ass. A stiff 12-inch long steel rod. Now,
I don't know if you want to tell people that.
I want to get it out there. I want to get it out there and let everybody know, because I believe that we should share our experiences so others may
learn and grow
and gain enlightenment. So here,
What was the girth on said rod?
Others may watch them on Pornhub.
Diameter was bigger than the finger.
Yeah,
because the finger's fine.
Yeah, well, no, finger's not good either, bro. But a 12-inch steel rod that doesn't bend, especially when you're just bent over a table.
Oof.
Page 7.
We made a lot of jokes about a lot of stuff, and I, God forbid, I do not want to kink shame anybody here or anybody out there listening, but all those jokes we made about pegging.
We made a lot.
That's an aggressive peg. I mean, that's like a John Holmes facial. That's not for the amateur.
But if you're a dude into pegging, I don't know, but I have no fucking words. But here's the thing: if you're a guy into pegging, and
Start
you
small.
think that your loved one is doing it because she loves you, here's my take on this.
Or
I think
he.
that the way this was all invented was there were a bunch of women hanging out having lunch, drinking wine, bitching about their men, complaining about the fact their men always want to do it up the butt.
Jeez,
And-
Dave, you're in a dark place.
I'm just saying, no. And one of them said, "Hey, you know what we should do? We should strap something on and give it to them so they understand how painful this is." And all these women got into it, and they agreed. So they came up with this concept, and they said, "You know what? This is such a good idea. We're going to name it after you, Peg." So hence pegging came about. And I'm just here to tell you, fuck that shit.
Wasn't an enjoyable experience. See,
It was
I
not.
think you jumped in with both feet.
No, my feet were firmly on the ground.
Exactly.
How did they stay there is a better question.
Well, it's because they put you in that awkward position where you're bent over that table and hugging on for dear life.
Start with a
grinning
pinky
embarrassment,
next
but-
time, man.
Yeah, you just can't. You
Yeah,
just
You gotta work
anyway,
up
I
to the
just-
size.
gotta
It needs
work
a
up to
dilator or
that,
something.
yeah.
No. Yeah. So no, I just wanted to get that out there just because I think I believe in sharing.
wow.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is
You gotta
Sharing is
start with some
scary.
light petting before you get up to something like
If
that.
you were a Care Bear, an asshole would be on your belly. Is what
Well,
you're
now wait a minute, Andy. You. So, Andy, in your previous occupation, were you ever involved with any of that kind of stuff?
She was on said end. She was on said end of metal rod.
Well, I know.
So typically that portion of it has moved on to surgeons/oncologists. So once somebody is diagnosed via colonoscopy, endoscopy, whatever it may be, there's not really a lot more that a gastroenterologist, which is who I worked for, would do. That is typically moved on to a specialist, which would be either the surgeon who's involved or the oncologist, and then they do further testing. That has been my experience in the 7 years that I worked in gastroenterology. So the steel rod is something we did not do in my office. We removed hemorrhoids. We did a lot of other things like that, but no, not what you experienced. That's beyond us.
This is a great lead into why you should all go out and buy a wild ass pad.
Yeah.
So you joke, but right now my wild ass is not on my motorcycle.
Is it on your
Are
chair?
you sitting on it right now?
I'm not sitting on it here because I have a different pad up here, but my wild ass is down in my recliner
There you go.
There you go.
Fair enough.
because you can benefit from a wild ass cushion
Anywhere.
anywhere.
Well,
Anyway.
I am as his apprentice. I'm not sure if anybody else is, but we are certified assologist now because
that's right.
took
I
the
am
test.
too, in more ways than
so
one.
the three of us,
Yeah.
I guess I could say the same. But we are assologists. And while, yes, the intention was for motorcycling, there's obviously a lot of things you could use them for. If you're sitting on bleachers a lot because you have to follow your kids around for the damn sports, four-wheeling, snowmobiling, there's lots of things you could be doing with your wild-ass seat. It's just not for motorcycling, as Dave has pointed out.
Yeah, I actually used mine when I drove to Texas in November.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was
I mean,
It would help.
and if you get a 12-inch, stainless steel rod jammed up your ass, you might want to use a wild-ass seat to ride home.
you know what? I believe in the wild ass cushion, but there's nothing that's going to help that drive home, bro. It's yeah.
You are
They should at least put you
100%
out.
dilated after
You
that.
know, they should at least put you out. Like you get a colonoscopy and they put you to sleep.
Here's why they try not to do that. There's so many consents involved, and there's so much more risk involved every time you put
Oh, I know.
Anything
so
in your
like
ass.
if you can tolerate it, it might not be comfortable, but if you can tolerate it, our preference is to not put you out.
Hey, has anyone ever thought about this? Because I've had a significant amount
Of gerbils?
medical experience, and when they hand you that sheet that says you sign this saying that there is a possibility that we could put you to sleep and you not wake up. If I had to choose the way to go, right? You get a little shot in the arm, you have that brief euphoric feeling right before I fall asleep and never wake up again. I'm going to choose that way out if I have
you
to.
wouldn't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I've
God
never
damn.
hesitated.
You
I've
are
never
some
hesitated.
jolly motherfuckers. Come the first of the year.
I've never hesitated to sign that form when you go into the doctor and you have to have a procedure done and you're signing it saying you might not wake up from anesia. I've never hesitated. I'm like, if this is my time,
I did.
choose that way.
I did twice. I had injuries twice in my military service and had to have 2 surgeries, and my surgeon pretty much got me to the point where I didn't want to do general anesthesia. So on both occasions, I did the spinal, and ever since then, I've done the
Spinal.
general. That spinal is no fucking fun.
No,
No.
That sucks.
That
No.
is no fun. But anyway,
No.
so
No.
there you go.
Okay, so
No.
no pegging.
No pegging.
Pegging's out. Pegging's out.
Over the last few weeks, I've had more shit jammed up my ass than I even
Unless you
know.
get a spinal, then you can't feel anything from the waist
I
down.
don't
and then
know,
pegging
dude.
is okay.
No.
I don't know. I think anything short of putting you to sleep, I think is
Yeah, I
is,
would-
Damn, Braveheart,
not going
man.
to
It's
help that.
medieval.
So I think that we need Prentice to do the legal disclaimer that Five Dirty Bikers is no longer a fan of pegging. I don't know. You always
Let's
figure
not
that
go
out.
that far now.
Tony's not ready to give it up.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
not going to joke about it anymore.
not go that far.
And I'm pretty sure there are a couple of females that were part of my life I need to track down and apologize to.
There's still some
Shit!
there's still some life left in there. And Dave, man, I don't even know what to say to that.
Ladies, I had no fucking idea.
That was strong to quite strong.
I'm embarrassed for them. Oh my God.
Andy's face just turned 6 shades of purple.
Jesus Christ.
That was a lot.
That or right
Very
then.
unexpected. That came out of left field.
All I'll say is
Yeah.
you don't know what you don't know until you know it. And I'm an educated man now.
I gotta turn this heat off.
Shit.
I'm gonna have to take my shirt off.
I might have to go to the bathroom.
Is this turning you on?
No.
Well, that was page 2 of Pornhub for Dave.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh fuck.
Sounds like you should be writing them thank you notes. Thank you. Past relationship.
So sorry. I'm so goddamn sorry.
God.
Wait, let me get the banjo out to play the thank you music.
I think we should just
God,
sign
Dave.
off after that, man. I don't
We
know
know it.
where
my
this
God.
can
Yeah,
go
it's
from
great
here.
to know you guys. Peace out. See you next
We know
Monday.
it. We know what
Holy
Dave is
shit.
going to be thanking for next year's thank you episode. Good Lord.
New year, new me, except for I'm going to be worse.
Oh, man.
God damn. Whew. I have to edit that out.
It's really hard. It is really hard to shock me, but you blew me away.
It came out of
Right
left
there.
field. I mean, it came out of
Yeah.
nowhere,
Yeah.
and it came fast.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Maybe you
we'll
did
see you
too.
next week on the Five Dirty Bikers. Everybody have a good week.
And I just got a text message from Dixon Flannel about their new Grizzly Puncher flannel.
You know what? Fuck them.
Oh, yeah.
And their never-ending releases.
No.
Yeah.
I just thought the name was funny. The
The
Grizzly
old
Puncher.
Grizzly
The
Puncher.
Grizzly Puncher.
Look that up on.
The only one
Yeah,
I'm
right.
waiting for that
I
I'm going to
can't.
buy is the Georgia Gum Slider.
For fuck's sake.
Hey, Prentice? If they outlawed Pornhub, can you still use the? What was that website we used to use, Sony?
Urban Dictionary.
Urban Dictionary. Did they outlaw the Urban Dictionary?
No, surely
No.
not. No, I think it's just like
No,
Pornhub.
because the people
That's
that
educational.
do that have to be
Yeah.
able to read.
What?
Yeah, that's
Just watching videos.
Urban Dictionary. And you can still go to Reddit to get all your porn. It's no big deal.
Or X.
God.
X has just turned into like the biggest porn platform on the face of the earth.
Is it just x.com?
It's the former Twitter.
Remind me not to
Oh,
shake your
Twitter.
all's hands when
Ah,
I see
that's
you
funny.
next. Jesus.
Again, you three need some help.
I've never
Andy, I've
used
had
I'm
help.
not
Twitter in
shaking
my
your
life.
all's hands ever.
Yeah.
I've never used Twitter in my life. I don't even know.
I got all the fucking help I need, Andy. I'm in good shape.
I very seldom use Twitter, but the every now and then I'll get a link pops up for something that's linked to it, and then it's just like a porn shit show anymore.
I'm
since
surprised at the amount of porn that comes through. Yeah, I'm surprised at the amount of porn on.
It's
on the
ridiculous.
X. Makes sense given the name, but
Given the name now, I guess it does make sense.
Fuckers are worried about TikTok, and you got cooters all over X
Snatch
with no
chat.
age limit.
Snatch chat.
Oh
Jesus.
my God. Obviously, I'm missing out on some stuff.
yeah, you are.
Tony, why are you going to the App Store on your phone?
You have this brand new internet that you don't know what to do with. We're telling you what to do with it.
Tony,
Tony's searching, going, how do you spell X?
Hey Tony, I'm here to tell you, if you're going through the App Store and you find an app called Grindr, it's not for sandwiches, okay? I'm just here to tell you that. Or download it and find out for yourself. Maybe you'll find a sandwich on there.
I'm going to pass.
Or a new best friend.
Yeah. He'll find
I'm going to pass on
he'll
all
find-
your all's recommendations.
He'll find a bologna sandwich. That's what he'll find.
Yeah, all
Remember
your all's
Farmers Only?
recommendations. I'm out on.
Is Farmers Only still a thing, Tony?
What?
You're in Kentucky.
Farmers only.
Oh, you guys! So a few years ago, there was this Netflix television show or Netflix series, and it was like I cannot remember the name of it, but it was something
Amish Mafia?
No, like school, like sex school or something like that. And it was supposed to be this really good like series. And Greg was out of town. And I was like, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to see what it's all about. So I looked it up. Nothing, I apparently didn't know the name of it, but I started watching all these different things on Netflix that all had the word sex in them. And I was disappointed with everyone. So every single one of them. So I'd watch like 15 minutes of it. I was like, obviously this isn't it. So then I just didn't think about it. And obviously Greg and I use this exact same Netflix. Like we don't have separate accounts. And he comes home from being gone for, I don't know, about 5 days or something. And he's sitting out in the living room. He's like, Andy? I'm like, yeah? He's like, what was going on while I was gone? I'm like, well, what do you mean? He's like, all of the sex. And I said, so there's this show I'm trying to find. And he knew instantaneously which one it was. And it was just like, it just goes to show like how like transparent I am. I'm like, I will just tell you, I'm not afraid. I'm not going to delete any of my search history. Like what you see is what you get. And I watched like 17 sex shows, at least the first 15 minutes of it, disappointed in all of them. And he was like, you poor woman, you have no clue.
Don't
So,
you at least you can set up your own profile within the account?
well, I
That-
mean,
that
I
way-
guess you could, but what do I have to? I mean, I
That's
don't
too
even
much
really
work,
watch TV
yeah.
without Greg.
Because my wife watches all that Hallmark shit, so I don't want all
Me
that stuff
too.
up in my profile, informing
No.
the AI that I like Hallmark shit.
My wife
You-
watches the murder shows. Man, that stuff is heavy on her Netflix
Yeah, that's
rotation.
stuff I like.
Oof.
See, no, usually I don't watch a lot of TV unless Greg is around. So the fact that I was even trying to do that is ironic. Also, that I was watching television
You
without him.
don't
It was
don't
all
watch
sex
a lot of
related.
TV unless Greg is there. Is there a story behind that?
Well, no, because otherwise I just listen to music and I'll just fiddle fart.
Blink twice if you're safe.
That's right.
Are you blinking? When okay.
Oh shoot. So okay, but seriously, now that we've got the pegging and the all
We're
of that
out of
out of
time.
the way,
I know, that's it.
are we?
Yeah,
I feel
we're
like
done.
we
It's-
might be.
Yeah,
Good
we're
talk,
close to it.
everybody.
No, it was. Prentice said it. He said, "New year, new me." Right. Well, the new year has brought some significant changes to the motorcycle world.
Has it?
Yeah, I
Well, I
mean,
think 2024 fucked everybody over.
well, dealerships are like dropping like crazy. They're just
They are.
There's dealers.
Harley dealerships are dropping like crazy, or
Yeah.
there are other brands that are.
Yeah,
There
well-
are other brands too.
Yeah, well, I think the power sports are suffering, right? Because because they cover such a wide swath. So I think the power sports specific stores, there's been a few of those in trouble, but Harley's losing dealerships pretty rapidly.
Yeah, there've been
Yeah.
how many now in the past like 4 or 5 months?
Well, I know, Prentice, you've sent us at least 3 or 4 on the chat,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I think there have been like 12 total
Yeah,
in the
but
past
but,
like 4 or
but
5
hang, I
months.
think we have to draw a distinction here, right? Because I think saying losing dealerships at that level may not be accurate, right? Because there's essentially two things going on. There are some dealerships that are just shutting down, but there's consolidation going on with larger dealership groups that are shutting down and consolidating dealerships, right? So those are two different things.
But either way, dealerships are closing. Right?
But
Yeah.
how many of them are there? I mean, that's the thing I look at. It's
Yeah.
That's
like
a great question.
because Harley's a premium brand, and people can say what they want, but I mean, they're fucking bikes. The cheapest one you're going to get is 15,000, and you're going to go up to almost 60. It's a premium motorcycle.
Right.
How many Mercedes dealers do you have in your state?
We've got a lot of Mercedes and BMW
I know, but-
dealerships here just in the local area.
Yeah, but I mean, like we have one in Louisville. If you want to
Yeah.
go to another one, you're going to have to go to like Lexington. In a 60-mile radius, I can go to 5 Harley dealers.
Are you guys okay if I share my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Let's see.
You can share anything.
New year, new technology.
Yeah.
Let's see. I want to share.
Don't share that one. Don't share that one, Andy.
Which one? No, I don't have anything inappropriate up. I don't think.
It's not
And like
blocked in your
once again,
state.
I'm transparent, so
Oh,
I
I
don't
forgot
give a
about
shit.
that tab.
Yeah. Whoops.
Okay, so I think it's this. No, it's this one. Fucking A. Why is there so much shit up? Okay, I'll have to. I'll just read it to you guys.
She's working on it.
Oh, you don't need a
Jesus
VPN
Christ.
in South Dakota. I
Yeah.
see.
Nope.
Fuck you guys. You're the worst. This is why I don't
all
have
you had to
friends.
do was just ask what pegging was. You didn't have to go look it up.
All right, I'm gonna cancel. So this is what I'm gonna tell you guys. So I just looked this up, and as of this was last updated December 9th of 2024. There are 645 locations in the U.S. And that is 584 cities are included in that because some cities have multiples.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think Las
645?
Vegas has like 8. I think
Holy
Las
shit.
Vegas
Holy
has the
shit.
most, and they have 8 or something
we
like
have
that.
2.
Wait, no way. They don't have
8.
8.
They
no
don't
way.
have 8 dealerships in Vegas.
No, they've got
So-
like 3 that I know of.
You know
when I
what
lived
it
there.
is? They're probably counting the retail locations
That's
where you
exactly
go buy
You're probably
T-shirts
right.
at the airport
Yeah.
and shit.
You're probably right. So
Yeah.
it does say cities with the most number of Harley Davidson dealerships. Now you're right. This It's called Scrape Hero, a data company. I wish I could figure out. It's called
So
Numbers.
are they closing like the? What are they trying to do? Are they trying to go corporate dealers? Is that their end game here,
I don't know.
or are they
So
just?
So my understanding is that most of them that are closing are independent dealers and not the franchise dealerships because the rules that are coming down from Harley that they have to do X, Y, and Z are getting more and more difficult, both from a real estate perspective and from
They've stopped pushing the mega dealerships, though. I do know that. That's not a requirement anymore from the corporate offices, and that was for a period of time. They wanted all the dealerships to have a certain square footage, and they had to have a certain amount of space dedicated to motor clothes, and then men's and women's section, and helmets, and that has changed a little bit. And I think to support what Andy's saying, your mom and pop dealers that haven't sold out to a dealership or a conglomerate or an ownership group, those are the ones I think that are at the biggest risk, right? Yeah. But like the one that Prentice sent a while ago or a couple of weeks ago or whatever is in Duluth, Minnesota. That just closed, and that actually made its rounds on Instagram too. That there was a few people that were posting about it because the dealership had been owned by the same family for 73 and open for 73 years, and its closest dealer to it, from Duluth would be like Alexandria, Minnesota, or the Twin Cities. More than 100 miles away would be the nearest dealership. So I was extraordinarily surprised by that. Now, the other thing that I thought of with the Duluth dealership is if you've been to Duluth, Minnesota, it's a decent-sized town. It's about 85,000 people. But the town itself is a very blue-collar style community.
Yeah.
And with Harley moving to this kind of premium brand, like Tony was saying, they might have priced themselves out of their own market. And their margin just might not be enough for them to stay open. I would bet that they were running on a sliver of margin, right, as they were for the last few years, and with the dealers going up in price, they just weren't doing it. But the interesting thing is I know somebody, and I'm not going to mention his name because it's not my news to share, but I know somebody who purchased a new motorcycle most recently. And this person was trying to make deals at various dealerships all over the country. And knowing that dealership had closed, Prentice sent me that thing. I sent it to him. And so I was like, check out this dealer and see if they'll work with you. And they would not work with him at all. Nothing. They would not. They said, that's the price of our bike. This is what we can offer you for your trade-in, and we will not. That's where we are. We're not moving an inch in any direction. And just the salesperson straight up told him that's where they are.
Well, there you go.
Hey.
Gonna have to beep that out. Whoever does the edit, just put a big old beep there. Mm-hmm. Please do that, please, really, because it's not my news to share. But anyway, he when he did that, he did find out that he called around and got a dealer that was willing to work with him, and it worked out really good. And ironically enough, the dealer that was willing to work with him was Black Hills, and Black Hills made him a hell of a deal. So,
well, I mean, Duluth may have had some, guarantee on what they were going to, however they were going to get rid of those bikes that they didn't sell, right? So they're not going to go below that guarantee.
I mean, but what was their reason of closing? I mean, did they own their building? Did they own the land? Was their lease up? I mean, what was something that was it something along those lines?
I think it was just business challenges from what I read. But
that's what they said.
That's actually the Minnesota dealership I stopped at when I was this summer when I was going around. I went in, super nice people, very large building. I'm sure that they had a lot of money tied up in whatever they were paying for that space. And to Ryan's point, I mean, I rode around through Duluth quite a bit trying to find that place, and it doesn't strike me as a place where you're going to sell a lot of expensive motorcycles.
No.
Right.
But, and plus these these business leases, people that are 10, 15 years in and they come due now, the prices have gone up so much that, they may not be able to afford a building like that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a lot of factors with that.
There's a lot of reasons. I think the unfortunate thing here is that online, when this stuff happens, you can't really have an intelligent discussion about it, and you can't get just
good for us though.
Just basic information, because everybody jumps to the same bullshit.
Yeah, Harley's going out of business.
Harley's pushing people out.
Yeah.
There was I forget where, there was a place down in the South, and on one of the Road Glide forums that I belong to, people were going just off the rails about the fact that this place was being run out of business by the motor company, blah, blah, blah. Well, as it turns out, the old guy that owned it, his family didn't want to take it.
Yep.
And he's like, I'm done.
He didn't want to do it anymore.
There's no mystery bullshit going on or anything, but so I don't know how many of the closings that we're reading about are just legitimate decisions being made from a business perspective by the owners.
And I do want to talk about back to Ryan's point, and this is just beer talk, but I do notice, to me, I've gone in and priced, for example, a couple of 24s, right? Or I've looked at 23s, right, to see if they would want to move those. And to Ryan's point, there's not a lot of people budging. And close your ears, Tony. But I was looking around at Indian Challengers just to look at pricing on them. And I know. Stop. Just wait. So for on that same vein, the 23s, people are blowing those out. Well,
they're blowing them out, all right.
Well, there was a 23 that down here in Daytona, it's people buy bikes all year, so it's not really a great place to gauge. They're going to get priced no matter what.
Right.
But I found one up in St. Louis, I think, a 23 brand new Challenger for $19,000.
You know why? Because nobody wants the motherfucker.
It's 2025. You want to buy a brand new 2-year-old bike? There's a reason why it hasn't sold.
There's a reason they're discounting them too. They can't get rid of the cocksuckers because nobody wants the ugly motherfuckers.
Yeah, I mean, I have people. I will say,
guys.
I have people that love them. I know a couple people that have them that fucking love them, and they're like, it's bike for bike. It's just a better bike.
At FDBM this last year, I sat on one of our attendees' Indian Challenger, and I will tell you that it was the most comfortable stock motorcycle because he hadn't done anything to it that I've ever sat on.
I'm signing off.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just straight away, because you could adjust the windshield, you could adjust the bars, right?
Yeah.
There was 2 or 3 adjustments you could do and not have put a single part on it, and it was really comfortable. I was very, very surprised.
Yeah,
But
and I get them. I understand.
I didn't ride it 2
it.
inches.
And I try. I'm agnostic, not agnostic, because I love Harley and I have a lot of history in that. Not with my family and things, but like I said, I have a couple of people I know that say bike for bike, it beats the hell out of it. And then I had another point that I was about to say. Oh, like for instance, I did when we do the bike week test rides, I rode the Sport Chief when I was over here, and I couldn't. I hated it. I hated the Sport Chief. And there's the same people that are like that. They're like, yeah, you can't ride the Sport Chief. It's not a good gauge. Ride a Challenger. I'm going to go try it and see what it feels like. But, it seems on paper to be good, right? And, people that are you go, first thing I do with any consideration, go to a Facebook group and just type in issues in the search bar. And you're going to see everybody's woes, right? You get the same shit in Harley. I mean, how many of those 2024, early 2024 models were just fucking bricked? The entire gauge cluster went black and left them stranded. It's there's issues with every bike, every post-COVID bike especially. But
right.
It is interesting to see. But that's the thing. It's if I were in the market to buy a new bike, I went in to look at a 2024 Road Glide, and they're like, nope, not getting out the door for less than 28. Well, let me look at a 2023. Cool, not getting out the door for less than 28. What the fuck? Where's the incentive to buy a 23 to begin with? And this was months ago. When Indians yeah, fuck it, $19,000 out the door, $20,000 out the door,
Right. Well, when we're seeing around here, their said nameless friend who bought his new motorcycle, he's gonna drive past 5 dealerships to go to the dealership that he's buying this bike from. right? So that tells you the disparity in price difference just in the region that we're living in for the same bike all the way around, right? And you call it what you will. I know it's creative accounting, right? Whether they take money off of the bike they're selling you or giving you more for your trade-in, right? However you want to do it, a person's really only concerned with what they're walking out paying for their bike.
Are they giving deals up there right now in like y'all's area?
Yeah, well, so he bought a used bike. He didn't buy a brand new bike, but he got a great price on a bike with 20,000 miles on it. Mm-hmm. So it's almost brand new.
So I'm going to speak very unintelligently about this, about Black Hills Harley, because they've changed ownership over the last couple of years, and prior to, I would say, ownership, there was no budge. There was, what you see is what you get. Greg and I had experienced that. We had experienced better customer service elsewhere, and I think at one time we even told Ryan, this is not where we would ever recommend.
You did tell me that.
Bike.
Yeah, Greg
Yep.
told me that.
Yep.
So with that being said, and we knew the owner, and and not that we knew them personally, but we knew, we live in a town of 70,000 people. It's not like you don't run into people, but I will say that the new owners, I believe, once again, I'm saying this unintelligently, so if it's wrong, don't hold me to it. They own a very large number of car dealerships. Mm-hmm. So they have, their books are maybe a little bit more forgiving, or maybe they have some leeway in comparison to what a very strict Harley dealership only would have. And they have done some very creative ways of getting people on motorcycles, which I think is fantastic. I think especially when we live where we live, and people love to say, I bought my motorcycle in Sturgis, even though it's not Sturgis, it's Black Hills, whatever.
Right.
It's the same thing.
Yep.
There's just like that level of pride that comes with it. And if you can be more creative and you can figure out a way to get somebody's ass in the seat and let them drive away and figure out how to make that financially feasible, I think you're going to, I think this particular ownership group is going to do really well. And we bought our trike from them, the new ownership group. And once again, I'll go back to saying I called 7 different dealerships, looking for a trike, and looking, had very specific things that I wanted, upgrades, different things like that before I ever left the floor. And shockingly, Black Hills, they came through time and time again, and I was blown away by what they did, and I think they're making strides in figuring out how to make it all work. So
fourth person directly connected to FDBM that bought a bike from them in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm sure that it doesn't hurt that they probably do a very large volume. They push high volume product out the door, which doesn't hurt.
Well, and they broke a record last year, right? Every year over year, they break a record of how many bikes they sell within that 2-week period of the rally. So, they figured it out, and I'm happy because the whole goal is to get people's asses in the seats, and if it's working, it's working.
Over 350 this year, wasn't it, Andy?
Yeah, I don't know the number, but yeah, it's always a lot. It's always very impressive.
Yeah, I think it was over 350 during Sturgis this year.
Wow.
Now, I don't know if the new ownership does this, but the old ownership did, which is, I find this always blew me away. You could trade, say you were a rancher and you wanted a bike, you could trade cattle for a motorcycle. That was the old owners. I don't know if the new owners do that.
That's the most
or
great
like
plain shit I've ever heard in my life.
God damn, man.
Yeah.
We just went into an episode of Yellowstone.
we live in the fucking
Give me
Wild
your
West.
cows. I'll give you a bike.
Yeah.
So, no, I think it's, I think that particular dealership is going to probably survive if they can figure that out, and if it's financially feasible. I don't know what the books look like. None of us do, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe this is just like like Tony said, it's just the dust settling. Like we have Percy's camera said it's too hot because he's on it. Because he's looking at him.
God damn it.
It said the camera was too hot. It's just because looking at you.
Yeah.
But that's the thing.
Pornhub.
Like, yeah, exactly. I think Tony maybe said it right. Like, it's just the dust settling from the massive amounts of dealerships that popped up in the 90s. We'll call it
there's
like late 80s through 90s.
A lot of dealerships, and I mean, how many bikes are it just seems like there's not that many sales to go around for a premium
makes
bike
sense.
like that. I mean, they're expensive these
And the
days.
There's a
used
lot
market
of
is still
inventory
so
being
hot.
carried right now across the board with all these dealerships when it
Yeah,
comes
but
to
I mean,
Harley.
you used to be
they
able
got
to
a
go
shit ton
into
of 24
You used
inventory.
to be able to go into a Harley dealership and get something for under 10 grand. They had the iron, they had the streets, what were fucking god awful ugly, but still you could
Yeah.
get them for $7,000 or $8,000. You can't
Well,
do
fuck,
that.
Tony. When you and I were young, you could buy a brand new car for $3,000.
Well, fuck yeah.
Shit changes over the years. Shit gets
Ooh,
more expensive.
It
I was
does,
way
but-
wrong. 550, not 350. 550 bikes during Sturgis.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I was going to say it's closer to 600 probably.
I'll
but
tell you what I
didn't
wish
know,
they
so
would
I
do
didn't
is
correct
get
you.
all their service departments together. That's the important thing for me.
Yeah.
That's what makes
So-
a dealership, I think, is the service
Absolutely.
department.
So how much of that do you think is an issue? Because Greg was just telling me tonight, because I was just telling him what we were talking about, and he said he just found out, or there was a post or something about Sundance, which is where we do some of our maintenance work. It's hard to find Harley certified maintenance people.
Yeah, the service techs, yep.
And so therefore, you're not able to provide that. And so is that impacting them being able to maintain, their ability to be a franchise or whatever? I don't
And
know.
they get paid well, right? Like if
Oh,
you're
I
a
would
certified
think
so.
Harley
I
tech,
think
you
no.
get paid decent,
I
right?
think they.
Brian says no.
I don't know, but
No.
Well, I mean,
There-
what is relatively decent, right? Like,
I think for the amount of work that they have to put out, that they probably could do better in their own garage with the lift, and because you have to buy your own tools, right? And then you have a space, and it's all based on production. And the idea is that Harley's going to bill X number of hours for a job. Say they're going to do a set of bars, and they're going to bill you for 2 hours of labor time or 3 hours of labor time. And the way that you make the dealership money is by performing under what they charge in a service, in a rate, hourly rate. So as a service tech, they're going to charge 3 hours a time. They want you to do that install in 90 minutes or less, right? So that so that during that 90 minutes of billable time, you can then do 2 oil changes at the same time. And now you've billed out X number of billable hours in your 4-hour work morning. You've billed out 9 billable hours, right? So that's their math that they like, their creative math that they like to do, which is not an uncommon thing. I think that's how most shops do it. Even car shops do that.
I don't
There's a
mind. They have to make money. You want those
Right.
big buildings. You want the people to help you.
Right.
Yeah.
You want all the bikes. They have to make money.
But I don't think what I think they would be better off doing is if Harley did revenue sharing with their service techs. If they did revenue sharing with their service techs based on volume output, they would not have a problem having service techs, and they would be able to. That way, there's incentive to perform, right? Because then you would be getting paid by the amount of work you were doing would directly affect how much money you were making. So if you only wanted to make $25 an hour, sit around and pick your nose half the day and do 5 oil changes. You want to make some real money, do 5 oil changes while you've done 2 exhaust pipes, 2 exhaust swaps, and a bar change, right? I mean, I think that would be a better long-term plan for them, and to incentivize people to want to do that and to want to work for a dealership. Because then that you cut out the middleman. As soon as you go and start doing stuff in your own garage, you're stuck with that on-call 24/7 lifestyle. You know, because then your business phone is always on because people want you to answer it, and they're calling you all the time, and everybody thinks a broken down motorcycle is a fucking emergency.
Right.
It is. God damn it.
There's no such thing as a motorcycle emergency.
Well, no, that was my thing with when I brought up the service. I mean, you can go in there and buy a brand new bike and walk out in 2.5 hours. You go in with a problem, you may get your bike back in 6 weeks.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think
Right.
that's the stuff that needs to be addressed in my book.
Right.
Yeah, they haven't recovered since COVID.
That's true.
Man,
You
fuck
know?
that.
And
It's
a lot
been
of
years
people-
since COVID.
No.
Yeah.
I'm saying, once when COVID hit, that's where because everybody was getting their bikes worked on, right?
Yeah.
And they just had this huge backlog, and they didn't have techs, and it's never gotten back to that service level, at least in this area that we had before COVID. I mean, there are times you got to wait weeks to get an appointment to get in just to get regular maintenance done.
It's the same.
Yeah,
here.
like lowered the bar across every industry, and it's just fucking stayed there.
Where were
That's
we?
the story for so many things.
And I think that they like it that way. I
You're
feel
right,
like the
yeah.
service. I feel like they know that they can maintain that. So what's the point of spending money? What's the point? Like they're like, okay, so
COVID
we can
gave a
just-
lot of people like, this is what we can do. Like, oh wow,
Bad
we can get
fucking
away with
excuses.
this. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
the hourly
and I hate
rates
that.
have gone through the fucking roof, at least around here. It's
Yeah.
like a $135 an hour.
It's $175 an hour here.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Ooh.
That's because you're in Florida and they're pissed off they can't get porn.
Right.
I think it's
It'll be
100.
$250.
I think it's 105 or 110 an hour here.
Dude, that's not
I
bad
have
at
no
all.
idea.
105 an hour. It's like, all right, bet.
Right. But we don't have a dealership anymore in the town that I live in, and there's one local shop that does Harley work, and all of the certified techs went to that shop. And I will tell you that myself and everybody I ride with, we will never take our bikes back there because every one of my friends had a problem with something that they did there. So bad, in fact,
Oh shit.
that they mounted a tire backwards on Bob's bike, and
That's better traction.
a year and a half ago when we were in Sturgis, the first Sturgis we went to, all of the back spokes on Bob's bike, his wheel broke.
Holy shit.
And we
Yeah.
were like coming back, and my other friend Nick was like, Bob, your back tire is wobbling really bad. And Bob's like, I thought it felt funny. And by the time they pulled back up to the Iron Horse Inn, Andy's place, the spokes had broken all the way around one half of the wheel.
Good
It was
God.
mounted the wrong direction and backwards.
Yeah.
Well, isn't the
I love
wrong
that.
direction backwards?
Well, so the tire was mounted on the rim wrong, and then the rim was actually mounted on his bike wrong.
What?
No, because the spokes need to be tilted forward, not backwards.
There's a direction that that's
Directional
supposed to
spokes.
go. And
Yeah,
it
but
was,
the
they
wheel
were
can
both-
only go on one way because there's a fucking sprocket on it.
No. Yeah, that was done. That was done correctly. But the wheel was mounted. The wheel was mounted wrong.
So when they spoked the rim up, they spoked it
the wrong direction.
Yeah.
This is making my head hurt.
Yeah. Anyway,
You're a
it was
construction guy.
really messed up. Regardless, so
You can calculate like 1/32 of a fucking inch and what that is, but you can't get your head around a wheel
No.
mounted backwards.
wheel and a
Can't.
tire. Yeah. Anyway, it was bad. It was really wrong, in every sense of the word.
It's fucking.
So I guess I'll take us back to the topic. I kind of feel like there's a lot of things that are happening that we don't really understand. I think there's assumptions being made, and I think there's emotion being thrown into it as to why these dealerships are closing.
Well,
I mean,
and haven't you ever noticed too? Like every single time Harley does something different, they raise the prices. They say that sales are down. Everybody's like, Harley's closing. Harley's closing.
Yeah, it's
Turn in your card.
I'm
Drop your
gonna
hog
say it.
chapter member.
And that's the thing. I'm going to say it. I can't fucking stand this new wave of YouTube influencers or whatever they call themselves that are like, do exactly that. They're standing at the dealership. It could be cars, Harleys, it doesn't matter. They're over. Sell your shit. Be done
Because
with
it gets clicks, man.
I know, but it's just so fucking.
It's
and
exhausting.
I won't name them, but there are some motorcycle channels that do the same shit, and I'm like, dude, you've been saying this shit for 2 years now. Like, just stop.
Let me tell you what.
Yeah.
Harley was around before we were alive, and it's going to
Yeah.
be around when we're not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
It's true.
know what I mean?
It's true.
So,
It's true.
We might as well just be blowing smoke signals out of our ass because it,
Right. And not only that, but I think the test of time thing is the one that I like. It's the only it's the vehicle company, the only vehicle company in the whole world that has as many active VIN numbers as they do. None of the major car manufacturers, no one has any more active VIN numbers than Harley Davidson.
They'll be around for a long. It may not be the same company that we know now in 50 years, but you know what? They're going to be around for a long, long time.
Right.
They're
Yeah,
not
they're
going
smart.
anywhere.
Like,
Yeah.
Those
you know,
fucking
they
those
know-
bikes
they
are
know
going to
what
be
the-
flying in 50 years, Tony.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
like I said, it may not even be bikes. They went through a little thing where AMF and the
Right.
motor clothes and things like that, but they've always kept their brand relevant through
Do you
those
ever-
years.
Do you ever wonder that you guys, Tony, you and Dave remember when the Jetsons came out, right? And they had the TV.
Man, I used to watch
the
the
phone-
Jetsons. God
Right,
damn.
the phone TV, and everyone was like, "That'll
had a-
never happen,"
He had a boy named Elroy.
right? They talked about the phone TV. That'll never happen.
Yeah.
And that happened in our lifetime. What's
Yeah,
going to
that
happen
happened.
in the next one?
That
you know what I
happened.
mean?
Yeah.
I remember
That's
when
what I'm saying.
FaceTime first came out. I was like, God damn, this is the future.
This is Jetsons.
I was like,
This shit's Jetsons.
this
shit.
shit's really happening.
Our Roomba is named Rosie.
Our Roomba
Yeah.
ran over a turd and drug it all over the house, and I fucking threw it away. It was. I called it the shitastrophe.
Oh, that's not good.
It was awful,
Oh God!
and it even
That's
had a camera on there that's supposed to dodge the turd.
Turd
it didn't-
camera. It didn't work.
It didn't work.
So-
The turd camera failed.
I gotta ask. How did you put a turd on the floor for it to run over?
The dog fired a
Oh, the
turd
dog.
out
Okay.
while we weren't home. And
Do you think do you think your dog shit right in front of the
Dude,
Roomba?
I don't know.
Like a last
I got
second
home.
deal.
And I walked, as soon as I hit the door, I was like, shit, I could smell it as soon as I hit the door. And then, I got in the kitchen, and I was like, what in the fuck has happened, man? I mean, it was
a crime scene.
everywhere.
You just like take it out in the yard and shoot it.
Oh, I just threw the fucking Roomba away because, I mean, it was just a fucking turd cake. It was so bad, man.
So we're trying to like declutter and get rid of all the shit that we don't need to take into, as we kind of we're doing a lot of changing in our life in the next probably 6 months, but Marie Kondo, she had the
Yep.
you pick it up and does it bring you joy, and
My
if it
wife
brings
says
you
that
joy
every time, yeah.
Okay. So the new one that I saw on the social media is the poop test. So the poop test is that if this had shit on it, would you go through the process of cleaning it or would you throw it away?
I wouldn't own anything.
So that's my entire that's my whole new mindset. So if this had shit on it, I would throw this away, or would I try and clean it?
No, I throw
So-
everything away.
All right.
And it's Marie Kondo.
I'm going to
no
take
more
myself
joy.
out of this conversation right now. 'Cause it's hitting a little home.
I almost threw away my kid when he shit himself.
I like that other one you talked about, Andy, because I could just see somebody gently cradling some balls. Does it bring me joy?
Does it bring me
Does
joy?
it bring me joy?
Some sources say no.
It's what I do with Greg. Do you bring me joy today?
Oh, jeez.
So he gets it every day. Lucky
the other
bastard.
then she tried the other question. Would I keep this if it had shit on it?
Wow.
Oh God, he loves me. Thank
Only
God.
one way to find out, Andy.
Well, I mean, it's been 15 years, so we're still at it.
Well, and Greg had that major accident. Excuse me, that major accident, Andy. And I know you were helping him with things that he couldn't do himself.
Yeah, and he still brought me joy. So
There you go.
There you go.
He's still at it, and he got shit on it.
I feel like
the,
around.
the Roomba obviously didn't make the cut.
I also would feel the same way. I would there's too many parts. I'm not cleaning.
And my
that
wife
shit
was
out.
like, "Are
I
we
would
getting another
also-
one?" I was like, "No,
Fuck no.
we're just gonna get the old manual Dyson out and just do it that way."
Did we figure out why everybody's closing?
No,
no.
No,
I
but
don't
we
think
never
we're
will.
ever gonna know.
Yeah, we never will.
no.
It's
I don't think we've
we didn't
decided
do shit.
anything.
No, there's no decision.
worst.
We're drinking
Yeah.
beers. We're talking
Yeah.
shit. That's
Yeah, I
what
don't
the
think-
New
haven't
Year's
seen
about.
each other
I don't
in
think we came up
weeks.
with anything.
No.
Been
Yeah.
like what 3 weeks since we've seen each other.
It does.
Yeah.
It does
That's
feel like
true.
it's
Catching
been a
up and
minute.
just shooting the shit.
The decision, there's no decision to be made.
No,
No.
no, and I think it's like so we talked over the holiday too. For those of you that are interested, we talked over the holidays too about what we want to do with the podcast this coming year, and it's like this is exactly it. We want to be like just 5 people having beers at a bar talking shit. Nothing that we say is official. Nothing that we
Dude,
say makes
yes.
any difference in the market. But we like to talk shop and talk shit.
Hey,
and
my-
something that
my
we say could be
warning on
completely
that-
wrong.
My warning on that pegging shit was an official warning.
Well, that might be a legit warning.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't take anything we say with a grain of
Just
salt.
say no.
Except for using a pinky first. Always make sure you
Always.
do that.
You
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
No.
And apparently, Percy's got a few people to apologize to.
We
I'm
did.
sorry, ladies.
We did learn that. We did learn
Can we
that.
can we do it live on the show?
Knuckle deep.
Oh God.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that.
Tune in for the next live episode where we call Percy's Conquest.
There's probably at least one in a time zone that we couldn't get to arrange with our time zone here. I'm sure.
Can I just do one more thing? Just because I know he's going to listen to this podcast, and I just want to make sure he knows that we're thinking about him. Brandon, our friend Brandon, who led one of the FDBM rides, he's officially in South Korea.
Oh, nice.
So he officially made it. He flew out on Saturday, and as we know, time zones are fucking insane. So he's officially there, and he's going to be listening to us. So I just wanted to make sure he knew that we were thinking about him, and that we're excited to have him back.
Do you think he introduced himself to his new group of people that he's going to be stationed with there, with or without pants on?
Something tells me it'll start with pants, but gradually the clothes always come off,
Yeah,
right?
it'll start with pants and it'll end with
Yeah.
no pants.
Yeah,
As long as you're the
definitely.
one taking them off in South Korea, you're okay. If someone else starts to,
Yeah.
go. Run.
Okay, I've not been. I'll let him know.
I haven't either.
Greg
That
and
just
I are
seems like good
talking about
advice anywhere you go.
visiting. I mean, definitely North Korea. You don't want to do anything up there, but Greg and I are talking about visiting, so we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll podcast from North
Be
Korea
fun.
or South Korea. How crazy would that be?
Well,
Not as
enjoy
crazy as
the-
North Korea.
Enjoy the tour, brother. I know.
Yeah.
I never had a chance to go. My son did a tour there and had a really good time.
Yeah. So we miss him already. It's been tough having him go. So, but I know a lot of FDB Nation knows who he is. So just
Yep.
give him all your thoughts and prayers out there.
Brandon
Yep.
without the pants.
Yeah.
No pains, Brandon.
No pants dance.
Well, before we go, I want to also give a shout out to everybody in the Discord and that has reached out to me for over the last couple of weeks. For those of you not in the Discord, I was recently diagnosed with cancer, and the outpouring of support from everybody in our community that saw that information being put out in Discord has just been overwhelming, and I really appreciate all of you guys. Love you very much.
Well, there you go. I guess
There-
that's it, right? We sign out
I
for the week.
guess.
That's it.
Is that it?
All right.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow.
Until next time.
Peace, motherfuckers.
Keep it dirty.
Hey, we got new bikes coming.
Oh yeah.
We got what?
Yeah. Stay tuned. New
Stay
bikes
tuned.
coming.
Can't
New
wait to
bikes.
stroke them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Couple
We get
weeks.
to talk about all those fresh new colors.
yo, real talk. The fucking what's it called? The Mystic.
Yeah.
I fucking love that color so much.
I haven't seen it in person yet, but it looks nice.
It's
But let's
like
save that
purple,
for our,
green. Yeah. Anyway, next
our
time.
upcoming episode. And
Yeah.
I don't know. Are we going to do something on the 23rd to let people know? Because this episode will be out like a week before that, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've done
So
it
you
in the
guys,
past.
Yes.
you guys on that?
Yep.
We
Yep.
can
Yeah.
talk about all those colors.
That's right.
All right.
Thing that I said I would never do. And here we
Taste
are.
the rainbow.
There you go.
Here we are.
Yeah.
All right. Peace out, guys. See you next
Bye,
time.
guys.
Thanks for hanging with us.
Later.
Boom.
Wait.
Bye.
Bye.
dirty riders tearing up the road, living fast, loud, and breaking every code. Go fast, don't die, keep your butt in the seat. Hold on tight, it's about to get sweet. Prentice up front yelling, watch me fly. Andy's in the back flipping off the sky. Dave's eating jerky crumbs all in his beard. Tony's bike backfires, damn, that's weird. Ryan's riding wild, pants a little tight. Is that the seat or am I feeling just right? Laughing like maniacs, we ride till we drop. Go fast, don't die, no brakes, no stop. Go fast, don't die, feel the wind in your face. 5 dirty riders owning the space. Ride hard, talk shit, and leave fear behind. Go fast, don't die, live life unrefined. Dave's bike is smoking, smells like regret. He's yelling, it's fine, but he's dripping sweat. And he shouts, did you just fart again? Tony's like, nah, it's my jerky, my friend. Ryan leans hard, but his pants start to split. Prentice laughs so hard he nearly loses his grip. 5 dirty riders, dirty mouths and minds. Go fast, don't die, leave the rules behind. Go fast, don't die, feel the wind in your face. 5 dirty riders tearing up the place. Laugh hard, ride filthy, leave fear behind. Go fast, don't die, it's how we're designed. Damn, Tony, your bike smells like hot garbage. Yeah? Your face smells like regret. Are we stopping soon? I need a snack. I ate it already. Shut up and ride, you filthy animals. Go fast, don't die, feel the wind in your face. 5 dirty riders laughing in disgrace. Ride wild, talk trash, leave fear behind. Go fast, don't die, live life undefined. Dirty riders living life raw. One road, one tribe, and no fucks at all. Go fast, don't die, just enjoy it all.